Poor signal. Poor signal. So let's see if that works a little bit better. If we can actually be live right now. All right, I've got us on the iPad. How's the audio? Actually be live right now. All right, audio is pretty good. So welcome YouTube. Thanks for stopping on in. It's pretty cool. I'm in my garage, doing a live stream for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's get to it, shall we? First thing we're going to do is reattach this chain to this pole saw that I have right over here. I know that it's cluttery, right? But let me move some stuff out of the way so it's a little easier to see what I've got going on. In fact, we might even just get closer with the tripod here also. So, Ate Grace, good to see you. Thanks for stopping on in. Appreciate it. Yeah, we got a couple of chainsaws that I want to sharpen over here on the table. I got a job tomorrow to do, so we're gonna do that. Let me set this other one up here so it's easier to see what I've got going on. Hey, what's going on? I know, what kind of there was a chainsaw in Fortnite. Anthony, there was a chainsaw in Fortnite. Good to see you, Anthony. Thanks for stopping on in, man. All right, and we're gonna actually take this off of this here and attach it to this other tripod. And if I need to make changes again later on, then we will. Put that where I know it is, and we'll make it happen. I ought to just get another one of these things here. I did a random live of driving today. Nice. I used to do live drive streams. I decided to stop doing the drive streams because I felt that they were a little unsafe because I kept on reading the chat while I was driving. And I was like, all right, I should stop. And you don't realize it until, maybe you realize it. I didn't realize it until, I was like, ooh, this is not good. So, all right, check it out. This is what I've got going on right now. I've got this bar right here. This is a chain pole saw. Goes all the way down. There's the power head, that on the end. And thank you very much, Ate Grace. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's fix this chain. Let's reattach this to the chain itself. I've got a little tangle. So let's see. First we got to do is remove the cover. I loosened it up already, and I'm going to use this scratch here. All right, and just remove this here. Funny thing is, I think that's the other scratch. What's cool about this particular cover, for one, is that it actually, the nut stays on the cover. It doesn't come off, so you don't lose it in the field. Ooh, that's gunky in there, huh? That's all right, we'll clean all that out. Clean all that out. So, a lot of dirt and gunk inside of that. Poor maintenance on my part. Appreciate you guys being here. But yeah, just a little quick maintenance. We're gonna sharpen. I'll show you the tools that I use to sharpen also. So gunky. Put that off there in the trash, just to keep my shop clean a little bit. So first thing I want to do is, the reason this fell off and the bar is too far forward, so we have to actually move it back. All right, the way you move it back is let's turn this here like this. On its side, right here, this screw right here. This is the bar tensioner, and turning it clockwise will bring it backwards, counterclockwise, forward, right? When I want to tighten it down. So that's the first thing I do. You talk whiter than me, LOL. Oh, outstanding there, Bobby Hester. Is that a compliment or? Regardless, all comments here I will take as a compliment, so thank you. That's funny. All right, so let's go ahead and move this back here. and use the screwdriver part to just drive this back just a little bit more. All right, so counterclockwise makes it go forward. I can see it moving. You can see it moving backwards here. So let me show you what I'm actually moving. So when I do this, let's flip that camera around. You'll see this pin right here. This pin will move backwards or forward depending. There's a lot of play in between. So let's see. Is that the right one? Yeah, that is the right one. You can see the pin moving, yeah? And so we want it to go backwards so that we can fit the bar on there. Scott, good to see you. Appreciate it. Professional. I do my best. I do my best. I try, Bobby Hester. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it, though. And so now that it's moved back some, in fact, let's do this too. Gloves are a good thing to wear when we are dealing with chains because these are sharp. I know that this is not that sharp, and I've got calloused fingers as it were anyhow. But for the sake of safety, right? So take the bar, reattach it to the motor head, chain head there, and we're just gonna wrap this up around, kind of like doing a bicycle chain, for those of you that remember doing that as a kid. And we're gonna pull this down and over and around. All right, then we can go forward with it as well a little bit, and then back around, and this is going to start to seat in just a moment. There it is. All right, so there's one way to do it, or I could have done it like this too. You know, if this were off, right, I could just go in like so, seat it proper, and then seat it on the back side, just the same. All right, so as you can see though, this now needs to go forward because it's too loose, right? So let's do this. Let's cap it, put the cover back on, like so. We'll finger tighten, and then we're going to, Scott, what's going on? Fifth like, I'm sending you my chainsaw, needs sharpening. Well, I'll show you how to sharpen your chainsaw with the tools that I use, like a pro, Scott. All right, so we're gonna push the bar forward. All right, counterclockwise goes forward. And that's pretty tight as it were. Loosen it up slightly. It needs to be 1 to 2 millimeters of a deviation when you pull this, so that's too much. All right, so we're gonna go back forward again. That's about right. That's about the right amount of tension that we wanna have on the chain. So that's good. And then we'll tighten this down here with the scrunch. Double check the pull, too much once I tighten it down. So we're gonna back it up. Am I going the wrong way with it? Okay, there it goes. I'm always going the wrong way. Good, all right. Just looking for that, where's that happy medium? All right, cool, so that's it. Chain is back on. Too tight though. I don't like how tight that is, so we're gonna loosen it by going clockwise. There, now it's too loose. Half turn, half turn, half turn. That's funny. There, that looks good. That's nice. Okay, good. Next task. We'll leave that there. Let's sharpen some saws. All right, I'm gonna put the gloves back on here in a sec, but I've got 3 saws to sharpen right over here. All right, as you can see, we're gonna start off with the big one and go from there. So let's take a look. Take a look and see what I've got going on here. Put you over here. Got the gloves. I got a couple of things going on over here. So let's put these off to the side for now. Let's start off with the big one. Gloves. First and foremost. So I use a steel 2-in-1 sharpening tool. All right. This guy. This has both a round file and a flat file built into it. And the nice thing about this is that it'll get the gullet and the top, the rake at the same time. So, you know, that's what we're gonna do. Now, what some people will do is they'll clamp it down here, right? Because I'm on the table like this, what I'll need to do is set up a clamp. All right, so let's do this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Chainsaw clamp. I'll just hammer this into this 2x4 and then I'll clamp the 2x4 to the table. Watch your ears, by the way. Good enough. And we're gonna find that sweet spot of where it needs to be clamped down to. All right. Let's see. So if I'm gonna sharpen like this, I want this thing over probably right there. All right. And I gotta make sure that the teeth, if you can see this, are not touching the bottom because it's gonna rotate around. So, in fact, to help me with that, I'm actually going to get a piece of wood and just put it underneath here like so. That looks pretty good. Just enough to raise it up and off. The top there, nope, a little more. So, let's get a thicker piece of wood to put it underneath. Like so. Because I'm going to be using this here like this in this action. This tool is great. Basically, this sits here like this and goes across. I'll show you, we'll do a top view in here in just a moment. All right. So the way I have this position on the table is pretty good. I can use a clamp to clamp this down like so to the table. And then we're going to clamp this down also. And we'll see if this works. I usually do this outside. I don't do this indoors like what we're doing right now. But appreciate you hanging out. And then we're actually going to put a clamp on the backside as well because I can. I'm loosening it because I want to make sure I don't put any flexion on the bar while I'm doing it. So real quick, let's see who's hanging out over here right now. Any change in how do you lock the chain on that model? Oh, here you go, Scott. This is the steel. I don't remember which one this is off the top of my head. MS 500i. So locking the bar is basically with the handbrake here. So check it out here. All right. I'm in run position. Bar and the chain is now locked. Is that what you asked? Vlogging Vico is hanging out with us as well. So yeah. So bar is run position. And the idea is if I'm cutting, and I get kickback, right? This pops up, right? Or the chain pops up and I just break it like that and it stops the chain from rotating. So watch. If this is how I'd be holding a stall, right? And it kicks back. I would break it with my wrist. Or the chain's popping up, my wrist is there, it'll stop the chain for me. So that's what we got going there. All right, let's see if we could position the camera here so that you could see it better. Maybe I'll use the big tripod for this view. All right, so check it out. What am I talking about? So, lot of moving pieces here, right? But this is pretty cool. This is neat. Doing something a little different for you guys. You know, and who knows? Maybe this helps, you know, spark an interest in chainsaw cutting. Now, if you're not sure about this stuff, right? Go get trained by a professional. Maybe the guy that sells you the chainsaw can give you the proper amount of training and guidance. You be safe, because that's what it's all about. First and foremost, got to be safe. All right. All right. So here, I should put my glasses on to see what I've got going on here. There. So let's move this whole table over just slightly. Give me a little bit more room to work with. All right. You hear I bought a chainsaw, Andrew? I didn't just buy a chainsaw, my friend. Let's see, let's do this. Trying to get this thing to rotate down a little bit more, a little bit better. And then we gotta flip this around too. There we go. All right. So there, this feels better to me, for you guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. Poor connection in the garage, clearly, right? All right, we're back. Appreciate you guys being patient. Good choice on chainsaw. All right, so this is what we've got here. All right, and I like to use this tool here to sharpen the saws, at least this one. And it's important to also note that on this chainsaw here, each chainsaw has a different it's 3/8 of an inch right there that are on this, and you can see what it says on the blade itself. So the markings on here also based on how the chainsaw is positioned. So in addition to that, what I'll do is look for a link that's colored, and that's going to be my starting point. All right. So to show you what I'm talking about, on this chain, I've got a colored link here. All right, got a colored link right there. So this is where I'm going to start. Once I rotate and do every single tooth, then it's my starting and end point. Yeah. All right. So let's go and it's locked into position. We'll go ahead and do this, and we'll do this from a couple different angles. But because the chainsaw picture is like this, I'm going to be going in that direction of the arrow. So like this, right? It'll sit, and I'm going to start with that yellow tooth and position it. This has to be parallel to the bar the whole time. Am I blocking the view? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so here, apply pressure, and you just 1, 2, and 3. So that's a nice tooth right there. It's also breaking, you know, this flat part right here. It's taking down a little bit of the top part, the depth gauge, the raker. You know, some people call it differently, but that's what it's doing. Yeah. All right, so we're just going to continue on with that action going forward. I'm going to move the camera to a different angle so you can see what I'm doing from here. Yeah. And so it's easier for me to work, because I like to have both hands on at the same time and sharpen the saw. So 1, 2, 3, And because I'm not moving, right, I don't want to walk up. I'm just going to go to the, and skip a tooth, go to the next one. We'll get to that tooth next. So 1, 2, 3. And then bring it back 1. All right, and we're here again. There. Lock it in place. If I don't lock it when I'm going, right, when I'm doing the thing, it's going to walk on me. I can't pull back. It's going to move. So I got to lock the chain in place. Apply pressure, and you hear that grinding sound, right? That's what we got going on. 2 and 3. Let me get the iPad so I could actually read the chat. And I know that because I am right here, right? This is my working area, right? I'm not walking forward. I'm just definitely the right spot every single time. Boom. Tim Allen vibes. It's funny you say that, Anthony, because my wife's watching Home Improvement now. So boom, back, and 1, 2, and 3. Run position here. Move it up right there. 1, 2, and 3. Good to see you, Andrew. Good choice on chainsaw. Yes, Anthony. Yes. So funny, man. 1, 2, 3. I'm just doing 3 passes. You know, I don't. I do my best to not hit any rocks or even the soil. You know, 1, 2, 3, which will dull the chainsaw really, really fast. You know, cutting into dirt. And I mentioned this the other day. When you start to cut and you get sawdust, 3. Guess what it's time to do? Sharpen your saw. 1, 2, 3. So what I like to do is make sure that before I go on a job that my saws are sharpened so I can get right to it. I don't have to, you know, sharpen saws on site. 3. Bring it back. 1, 2, 3. Jeremy channel is super fuzzy. Can't see. Well, apologies for that there, Jeremy channel. I must have simply a very poor internet connection right now. So let me try to do this. I know this is, let's see here. I'm not all the way around yet. I'm halfway through. Let's go ahead and try to move the camera so that it's a little closer to Wi-Fi. All right, let's see here. What if I were to put you guys over here instead? Different view, different angle. With maybe your Wi-Fi coverage as well. Yeah, we'll find out here soon enough. All right. Appreciate you mentioning that there, Jeremy channel. All right, hopefully that works a little bit better for you guys. Let's see. One, 2, 3. Bring it back. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you were to take your chainsaw to a local guy, you know, and for sharpening chainsaws, anywhere between 15 and 20 bucks to sharpen a chainsaw. That's what it cost me to get my chainsaw sharpened before I learned how to sharpen it myself. Yeah. Oh wow, super fuzzy. So we're at one to do. What can I do to make that a little bit better? Appreciate you guys being here. Man, I don't know what else I could do to make this a better stream for you guys, and I really appreciate you being here. All right, so what I need to do first and foremost, this is a lesson learned. I need to bring Wi-Fi into the garage. Strong. Hey, honey.
You will not believe this.
What?
You know in Cobra Kai,
Yeah.
the guy in season 6
Uh-huh.
that liked Sam?
Axel.
Axel. Guess where he went to college?
Hampton, Sydney?
He went to Hampton, Sydney.
No way.
He's a 17 grad.
Oh, wow.
How cool is that?
That's super cool. Did you tell Severin?
No. I just read it. I'm like, what? How cool is that?
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Severin can become a movie star. Severin's already got his black belt in ATA Taekwondo. That's funny. My wife just told me that the dude went to college where my son's at college too. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It cleared up now. Thank you very much. Much, Justin. Appreciate it, man. Freaking cool. 1, 2, 3. So what I did to clear it up, if you will, right, was are we back at the yellow? Yellow's right there. And then we'll do that to the other side as well. 1. What I did was I moved. So the router is actually as a fly straight this way. But I got a metal door for my garage. I got a metal door for my wife's garage. And what I had to do is open that door up, her door. She doesn't like my door open because the fumes from the vehicle are, they waft into her garage. So, into her studio. But I opened up the door to the house and I raised the phone up to get a signal. So this is another project. I'm going to have to run an point to the garage. Next project. Maybe we'll do that on Sunday because I'll be cutting trees on Saturday. Justin, appreciate you hanging out. We got 21 people over here. We had 38. Probably when I got fuzzy is when we lost folks. I think I did this one already. I could tell that I did this one already because the raker's already been filed down. So knowing that I've got to do that. Bring it back here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You could tell I'm getting nice shavings down below. And we're almost there. That's the raker for that one. Okay, this one here. This is the last one. 1, 2, and 3. So now we made it back to the yellow mark, right? This one, the one behind the tooth will be the one behind that yellow mark will be our end one. And now we got to go to this side, which means we're going to go in this direction here. I'm not going to change the camera angle so you guys can maintain a good view. But this goes like this. So now if I flip it over, the picture of the chainsaw, it's oriented this way. So it's got to go, and I know that it's got to go this way as well because the arrow is telling me to go that way too. Let me get a pencil here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I don't have a pencil in here. Oh wait, I do have one of these. So you could see that a little bit better. Yeah. And then here's the chainsaw picture. Just color that in so you can see it better. So basically, I got to position the tool atop the chainsaw as appropriate. Yeah. And once again, there's another arrow saying, sharpen in this direction, fool. All right, so there's the other arrow going the direction. I guess because I'm a little bit older now and I need glasses to see, this makes it easier for me to actually see without having to, where's that arrow at? You know what I mean? So yeah, just doing things so that it's easy for me to see. It's funny because I'm doing this so it's easier for you to see, which is effectively making it easier for me to see as well. So there's the picture once again. Cool. All right, let's continue on. Freeview Nuts in the house. Thanks for dropping on in. Thanks for dropping on in. So we want to go in this direction here. We're going to start off, where's my yellow link? There it is there. So we'll start off with this one here, bring it back here. And I went a little too far, so there. And so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. It's like how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop roll, right? 3. Justin, so I got a Ford E-Max hybrid and it is showing an average of 89 miles to the gallon with electric assistance. The gas gauge hasn't moved after 2 days of continuous driving. Bro, that's pretty awesome. Did you see the car to my left? It's 100% opposite of your vehicle. Which also requires not only 93 octane fuel, right? A conditioner for the fuel. Ideally, I go over to the racetrack and buy their fuel from them. That's 110 octane, right? But I'll show you the vehicle here. Let me put an edge on these teeth real quick. 2, 3. But yeah, this vehicle to my left, including my truck, are 100% opposite of your vehicle. Although, 2, I think I miscounted, that's okay. 3. But that's awesome. Just 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be taking my live streams more on the outside. I'm getting more views to 3, and it's not necessarily just about the view. Fortnite's great and it's fun and all, and I'll still continue to play Fortnite. But 1, 2, 3. I feel like I'm also doing a service to those homeowners out there, 2, 3, that are just a little bit curious and just talking. My fellow homeowners that are hanging out with me, because clearly you could Google this and probably get better quality video of how to do this, and maybe I will put together a better video on how to use this particular tool, because this tool is awesome. This is one of the best tools for sharpening your chainsaw. Consistent edge all across the board. As long as I keep these the same, I don't have to eyeball, and for somebody that does that professionally, yeah, it's a little bit more expensive than a round file, but one pass sharpens both the tooth and the rear, or the depth gauge. You know what I mean? Did I get to the yellow mark yet? Yellow tooth at? I don't even see it. It's probably over there. What'd you say, Justin? I am still showing a range of 465 miles left. I am blown away. Wow. That's pretty awesome, Justin. 1, 2, 3. I think we'll be lucky if we get 10 miles per gallon on this vehicle here. 1, 2, 3. There's that yellow tooth. 1, 2, 3. The nice thing about doing it on this table like this is that I'm not, on the ground, which is not necessarily the best for my back, although I do have a healthy back, thank God. The best, it tweaks every once in a while, That's 2, 3. Looking for that yellow tooth. There it is. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And I don't have to I'm not even applying a lot of pressure on this. I think the max range I get is 600 miles. I've got a 30-gallon tank and I get anywhere between 15 to 30 miles per gallon on my truck. So, Camel Corn, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping on in. That's awesome. Doing a little show on chainsaw here. So, thanks for stopping on in. Camel Corn. All right, so yeah, one chainsaw's done. It's already fueled up and oiled, so we're good to go with this particular machine. And I'm pretty happy. You got some nice sharp edges here. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Get a little closer view. Hopefully the quality maintains. Are you late? I don't think you're late. You know, you're here. It's about so as you could see, if you could see right here, the top of the raker, the depth gauge, is nice and shiny, so you can tell it's sharpened. If you can, and there's a nice edge right here. Yeah, very, very hard to tell. Here, let's see that sharpness, right? That it looks great. It's hard to tell there. Maybe if I do like that. But that's a nice sharp edge to me. I am happy. All right. Oh, there you go, Justin. You know what kind of vehicle it is? If you're in the chat, what kind of car is that? Look at it. From that angle, what does this look like to you guys? Look it up. Look it up. Let me know what you think. What car is that? All right, let's move on to the next saw. We'll leave this here in place. We'll unscrew that there. All right, that's good. We'll unclamp this back here. And we'll move on to the next saw. Put the chain guard on. And saw down, done. All right. Here's the kid size saw. It's funny. I show up at the I go to the chainsaw store, right? And I joked them. I said, "Oh wow, cool!" And I had my son with me. I said to them, "That's awesome. You got chainsaws for kids, also, you know." And this is a small chainsaw compared to that other one, right? And the dude looked at me like, "What are you talking about, dude? I am not selling you a chainsaw. And look at how small this is in comparison to this one. And this is a beast. It's pretty heavy in comparison to this, you know." So, yeah. And I've climbed with this saw before and chunked a tree down with a big saw, have it hang off the side. It looks funny because I'm a little dude, you know. So it was $11,000, but the government gave me a $3,200 credit towards it, which it took $8,000. Then I told them my budget was $5,500. The dealer said, "If you can do $6,000, we got a deal." Damn, that's freaking awesome. Well done. That is freaking awesome. If you get it, when you can get a deal like that, heck yeah. All right, so let's see here. The bottom is touching the bottom there, so I want it to be elevated some. So we're gonna take a piece of wood just to give it a little angle, not too much. All right. That's too high. That's too low. So this is too thick. Let's see. This might be the ticket. Right here. We want it just high enough for it to sit there like so. I wonder if this, should that go inside there like that? That doesn't seem right to me. Nope. Right there. It's a little trickier because I don't have the stability, so I'm going to have to actually be mindful of that. And I'm going to be in an awkward position, so I'm going to reposition the whole setup actually, where I can actually be comfortable doing the job, like right here. That's actually really nice. I might have to reposition again here in a second, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's continue on. We'll do two sides for the sake of stability. And then we need this thing elevated also, just a little bit. That looks good there. That looks good there. So this does not work on this. Why? Because for one, it says 3/8 of an inch here in the legend itself, right? So it's too big for these teeth. I need to use, let's see here. If you look on the side of your bar, right, you could see, we may lose, hopefully we don't lose too much signal, but right here, right, it says 3/8 inch pico, all right, 3/8 inch pico. So that's what I need for, my 2-in-1 tool. And so it's a good thing I have one of those. So put this back in the carrying case. And I happen to have a 3/8 inch pico right here. Why? Because I bought it when I first started using these. I could have every single one of these for all the chainsaw chains that I have, then I would. So I actually need to get another one for the pole saw, because this one says, let's see here. This one is 0.043 inches. So I need to get one for also in time. So this here, as you can see, I actually marked it 3/8 inch pico right here. If you can see that, yeah. All right, let's continue on. Shall we? Arthur, good to see you. Das Vedanya, yeah? Sasibo. Thank you for being here. All right, let's continue on. Put the gloves on so I don't cut myself on my chains. And we'll go from there. Nick Weber, cool, small engine stuff. Yes. However, I'm not an engine guy. I'm more of not an engine guy. That would be my wife and my son. I know how to work on them. I just on this stuff, but that's about it. All right, so let's see. Let's find that colored link. All right, where are you at? Colored link. There it is, right there. Right here, it's green. Right, so that'll be my starting point. And so I know that based on the picture, I have to go this way in this direction with the sharper. So that sits in there, and 1, 2, and 3. You know what I want to do? I kind of want to brace the back part here also, although it's not moving around too much, so that's okay actually. Leave that there. 1, 2, 3. This one here. Skip a tooth. It's right there. And so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I'm only doing 3 passes. If it were if I knew that it was dull, then I would be doing maybe 4 or 5 passes. It all depends on how sharp you need it to be, how much you need to take down. 1, 2, 3, and it's hard to see if I were to bring the camera over here, but there are wear marks on here where, hey, it's time to change the chainsaw chain when it gets to that mark, you know. So Denise, what are you doing? I am sharpening chainsaw chains. Thank you for stopping on in. Appreciate it. All right, so let's bring this back. 1, 2. I got a job tomorrow. So I'm just prepping here now so I don't have to do this tomorrow. I know my chains are sharp. I could get to, all I have to do is power on the saws, warm them up, climb, and cut. 2, and 3. I may or may not go live tomorrow. I mean, I'm limited by battery. I did 2, and even though I'm going there, I'll have a partner with me, right? A buddy. I won't have necessarily the best. It's not the best neighborhood, so people can come in and grab the gear and go. So I'm gonna limit what I have out. You know, why? Because I like my gear and I don't want my stuff to get stolen. 1, 2, 3, and it's not like someone's gonna be like, hey, chasing people down, you know. 1, 2, 3. Nick says, I'm a small engine guy, but I was never a fan of sharpening. I always just replace them. Brother, and that can get expensive. And if you have the money to do that, then great. But what if you're in the field, right? What if you're in the field and you need to sharpen your chainsaws? 2, 3. And yeah, I needed to learn how to sharpen the chainsaws because I needed to do it in the field several times. So I learned it. I learned the task. All right, we're gonna go over to the other side now. So flip it over. This goes this way, all right, and out and away once again. All right, so make sure that this is parallel to the bar the entire time. And that's why this tool is awesome. This would be a great tool for this is all I'm doing. All right. This is all I'm doing. 1, 2, 3. Just taking my time, you know. 1, 2, 3. And there's many ways to do this if you don't have one of these clamps in the field with you, right? Like I would just put it between my legs and hold it steady with my legs. 1, 2. But you got to figure out what works best for you. You may be like, I am not putting a chainsaw between my legs. No, it's not really like it's running. I mean, you're doing this when it's off, clearly. 2. Wear your gloves so that you're safe. You don't cut your hand on it by mistake, because that could happen. Looking for that green tooth. Once again, the green link, rather. Not tooth, it's a green link. 2, 3. Let's see. Justin says, I am not an engine guy, even though I grew up in a garage. I hate working on cars. You know what? It's funny you say that, Justin, because I am not a car guy. You know, my wife and my son are more car guys than I am. 3. Then when they start talking car engine stuff, my eyes literally glaze over and I start thinking about something else. So this vehicle, that's not my car, it's my son's. 1, 2. He found it. What's it called? Craigslist. 2, 2, 3. Done. All right. Yeah, not an engines guy whatsoever. I like to do the ding, do the thing. Now, could I learn it? Yeah, for sure. I just don't have the aptitude, I don't think, for it. I am not going to sharpen that chainsaw, I don't think. You know what? I'm here. May as well, right? May as well. Do it. Yeah, this has a lanyard here, so this would actually, hang my harness, So that one's done. I've got, this here was my very first chainsaw, actually. My very first chainsaw. And once again, all right. So go about here, we'll say. All right, I can back down. We can get this over here too. Put that underneath. I hear you, brother. I work on them, but never had the patience to sharpen chains. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? What's nice about learning how to sharpen the chains and sharpening them in the field is it's a nice break. You sit on the floor. Here, I'll show you how I would do it if I were sitting on the floor. If I were in the field. And I didn't have my clamp. I mean, I could take this, put this into a down tree, right? Just hammer it in and have this clamp available to me. But if I didn't have it because I didn't want to walk all the way back to the truck, all right, I could do this. Let's change the angle here a little bit. This up. Bring it down. Let's see if I'm going to sit over there. Poor signal. Hopefully I don't lose you guys. Let's just raise this back up here like so. In an attempt to maintain internet. My wife has a harness for me. It's on her belt. That's funny, Justin. See you don't get lost in the mall. Just good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. So if I were to be in the, I would basically do it like this. This is the wrong one for this tool, for this chainsaw. So I do have another one for it. And I'll bring these into the field with me tomorrow as well. Why? Because I need to sharpen them in the field, you know? What's nice about these plastic bags, they keep it proper. It says 0.325, and make sure. Thank you guys for continuing to hang out and listen in. I know we're losing people because while it says the timer on this the live stream on the phone, it says 264. Like, does that mean I have? But it's counting up. Like, I've been live streaming for 264 minutes or something, you know? But I appreciate you guys continuing to hang out and watch. All right, so we're in the field. I could hold it like this, right? Just hold it between my legs, like so, right? Got my tool, need my gloves. Andrew, I have actually 4 chainsaws. I'm only gonna be sharpening this evening. The 4th one, I guess if you count my pole saw, that's a 5th chainsaw. Gloves for safety. All right, I see 54 minutes is how long I've been live. Yeah, I don't know what that means, that timer on there. So just do it like this, you know, and I'm still in a relaxed position. That's one way to do it. Or I could put it, I've seen guys do like this, where it's just like that, and do the thing, all right? And then switch sides. So where's my link? Right there, there's the green link there. And then I position it so that the arrow is going in the direction that I need to go in. And starting off with link away from me. Let's run, break, and got to get the handle up on my crotch here. And where's that green link? Right there. Here. And yeah, and I just make sure that I'm, you know, in a comfortable position because I'm going to be here for a little while, you know, doing a thing. Let's see here. Is it tree work season? Yes, it is, Andrew, and I got some jobs. It's also, in addition to tree work season, it's also our RC plane out of a tree season. For real. All right, 1, 2, 3. Release the brake, bring it forward, break it. 1, because I'm not going to go all the way out here. And when I do that, I lose my space. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I could reach it. Arms aren't that short. At least these Tyrannosaurus Rex arms are long enough to get all the way out to here, all the way out to there. 1, 2. The problem with this though is that further away, I have to, hold tighter with my legs compared to if I'm just doing it here, right? I don't have to hold it as tight because the leverage is not so great, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. I've been a fan of steel chainsaws for a long while already. 2. They make a lot of good, very good equipment. In fact, it does help that the U.S. headquarters for steel is in Virginia Beach. 1, 2, 3. In fact, they're also a big supporter of the Boy Scouts, or now they call it Scouting America. 2, 3, donating a lot of gear and equipment. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Break. 1. Where's that green link at? Not there yet. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This tool costs about $40, and I know I'll hear people say, "Man, you could just get a file for $1." Good, but I got one of these already. 1, 2, 3, and this is much easier because not only I am sharpening both the tooth and to the razor, the depth gauge, 1, 2, 3. Where's that green tooth at? Oh, I'm there. Good. So now we can switch sides. So flip it around. All right. So this, it's foolproof. At least foolproof enough. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 16 people in the chat. Thank you all so much for dropping on in. Where are you guys from? For everybody that's here, I'd love to see 16 different responses to, yeah, I'm here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, USA. If you're from overseas, it'd be cool to see and know that I got some overseas listeners. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Of course, everybody that's in the U.S. I know where for my regulars, I do know where some of you are from. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Where's that green tooth link at? I don't see it yet. 1, 2, 3. Yep, steel is definitely durable, high quality, no doubt. Yes. And the other, I guess, big name in the industry is Husqvarna, which they're actually sold in Home Depot. Steel is not in Home Depot or Lowe's. They're sold at Northern. 3. 1, 2, 3. See that link anywhere? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Pretty cool. We got 16 people watching. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it that you're here. 1, 2, 3. We are the last one. I don't remember sharpening that one, and I can't tell. Yep, I did. Yeah, it looks like it. The raker's been filed down a little bit. All right, cool. And that's how I would sharpen it if I were in the field and didn't have my clamp, you know. Instead of doing like this, I could do it like this too. Hold it between my legs in the same way. But now so that's why I don't do it that way. Pretty cool, huh? What do you guys think? I'm a big fan of this chainsaw right here, fuel injection. Fuel injection chainsaw. Doesn't have a choke. All I got to do is pump the what do you call it? The fuel bulb there. Turns on. Actually, there's a choke right there. Speaking of not having a choke. I'm not gonna fire it up right now. My wife will get mad. All right, 14 people in the house. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Back to the bench. The table, rather. Man, good to see you, man. Thank you for stopping on in. All right, yeah, just did a little chainsaw. What's cool about this this tool? Check it out. Something here. So these files, right? When they start to get worn down, I could change them out. I could rotate them if it's starting to wear too much on one side. So yeah, that one, the bar one in the middle, I can take them all out, as you can see there. Yeah. All right. So. Why does it not look like it's not sitting proper? That's why. There. What do you got? God bless America. Hey, Jason, do you ever sleep? Oh, I do sleep. I do sleep. It's only 8:30 right now. 8:30 p.m. here on the East Coast. You know, 23 people watching. Appreciate you. You know, being here. Let's see. I do sleep. I do sleep. All right, chainsaw chain cover back on, and we're good to go. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and put these chainsaws off to the side. I'll bring them over there, and I'm ready to go to work tomorrow. You guys think? Good? Good times, right? I'll bring the scrunches, the various scrunches that I have. You know, I really should label which scrunches for what, so I don't have to be say, you know, what size is it? But I'm not going to do that right now. The sharpening tools will go in this bag there. We can take this with the old hammer. All right. With me, and yeah, we'll make it. Steel makes good chainsaw. I've had mine for 13 years. Nice. This is my very first chainsaw right here. I've had this one for 10 years, and this one I got this maybe 3 years ago. 4 years ago, and this one here, 3 years ago. And so, yeah, real good gear and equipment. I also have a pull saw. You know, if I don't want to climb, right here. Good tool once again. And where'd the cover go for that one? There it is. I do need to sharpen that one also, actually, but I don't have files for it. So I need to go to the store and get some files for this. Got plenty of fuel for the job, and we're gonna go. Great job, Dave, out there tomorrow. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yes, and you know what? The funny thing is, it's all about being safe.